Gemini. All right, Pisces season for you. What is season for you? I think already. If you're feeling tired right now, remember it's just that mutable time. It's more for the feeling oriented. And we know that you don't love doing that. Oh, justice coming right out the gate. For some of you, you might be needing to balance out or give yourself whatever you've been not giving yourself, especially if there's been an extremity. Release yourself, free yourself. It's time for the air signs to just like free themselves, because you know you're so intelligent and you're so smart and you inspire both the other air signs by being you, right? And I think all the air signs inspire in their own ways. So I feel like Libras or justice coming out here at this time is like, free yourself, fuck that, free yourself from whatever you've held, whatever standards you held to yourself at a certain time. It's okay to change them, especially if they're for your betterment. It may not like always obviously appear that way, but we're gonna do like a rainbow. What we have here, no, not fitting. Okay. What we have here is this visibility and seeing that if there was at all this potential for something to happen in your life, or something that has happened and has been happening, an ongoing thing in court, or this ongoing total reconstruction. So it's one thing after another for a while now, but like every time you face things and handle things, like money just gets better, everything just gets better, but it's still like, wow, this has taken a while. Wow, some shit is really happening. Something is really changing. You know, Mars being in your sign gives you this extra boost in how you communicate your needs, your value, your sense of self, but it's also it's exacerbating for some people. And some people it's overwhelming, right? It just depends on the day. But something's wrapping up, and it's finally wrapping up. It's not going to be without some sort of, whether it's an ego death or the death of a certain identity or certain version of yourself. It's like a final wrapping up, and a lot of people may not know this about you, which is fine. But if there's enough people in your life right now that you can, you know, open up to, it's important, because you may just need to air some shit out, because that's what you do. So let yourself air it out. You know, if there's a Scorpio had been involved, and if it was something that was the reason why something else ended, just trust that it's okay. Whatever is needed to change has been changing. And whatever you thought couldn't happen, it's like that time is over. Now you get to see what's possible and what can happen. It's just that, wow, all this stuff, like, wow. Pisces season is like, feel it all the way. Choose to say no. There's a Libra in your life. Well, actually, we'll get more into the Libra, into the second part, more into the Scorpio, into the second part, more about maybe Venus balancing some things out for you. A lot of reversals. This is crazy. I've never seen this. Basically, you may be going through this really weird mental movie of your life, certain things in your life, maybe traumas, maybe, you know, more of the harsher experience, and then you realize it's made you who you are, It's not that you're not emotional at all. It just there's just been an extremity maybe in your emotions. There's been this underlying sequence of moments, situations that turn into long drawn out things, or a more weighted moment in your life. That may have carried into something longer than you thought. Something wasn't as it seemed, and all along you were right. Did you want to be right? Probably not. That's an air sign thing. You don't love being right, but you are. It just took multiple steps. And now you're completely on the other side of it. Could be an anniversary to something really important, overcoming or empowerment moment in your life. And it's like you're having this alone. And there are certain things in life that we will only have to ourselves. And I think Gemini knows that more than anyone. Any air sign anyway. Well, it just depends. But I think it's what you can get from it. All of this stuff needed to be unraveled some way or another. And just as strategic you can be, for those of you who don't know that, you have built yourself this amazing system of how you handle things. However, not that there's a reason for everything, even though I think there is, you can also realize, and the only way to truly, really heal, as you know, is taking accountability for your side of it. Gemini is known for taking accountability for sure, especially externally, but this is more personal. Taking accountability internally. And recently I've been thinking about this because I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's not like you have to do it in a way where you're like, and I used to apologize to myself, like, I'm sorry for this and sorry. And more than anything, even a great, very detailed blanket statement of all of that would be, I'm sorry for not loving myself properly enough. For not seeing myself as more than what I let myself experience. And also thankful for the multitudes of experiences because they made you who you are today. So there's a spin, and it's not just to become positive, but I think it's more powerful. But when you finally get there, like apologizing for a long time, and now I'm realizing that doesn't work for me anymore. Now it's like, okay, sorry for not loving you, and how can I do that now? And that's what you're doing now. All this has been addressed, and it's possible that there's a moment where it's all kind of just flashing before your eyes, and you have that very moment where it's maybe with a Libra. Maybe it's realizing that your needs are just as important as a Leo's. Or just as important as Leo makes theirs seem. Which is very important. Or that being very clear with the strength that is very real for you, and giving it peace of mind because you have all the receipts for it. But it's now time to take what Pisces season, and I know Gemini is going to sit with it for longer than I think you would even expect yourself to, and it's fine. However, still doing the things that you love is important too. It's not about if you need a few days in bed or chilling or being quiet, it's important. But getting back to your true nature is also just as important in feeding itself. But this month, you may feel like you need intimate time with the people who see you, because there will be some things felt and you need to feel safe. There was something extremely unsafe that could possibly happened at one point that transpired, and you don't need to know that. We'll get more into that into the second part, but there's this, how this equates to what you've built and how you're strongly using that sense of, especially communication. If you're a more communal person, your needs are just as important, and the people who love you will be in extreme support of those things, without needing to be combative or bratty or whatever. It's just being like, no, this is just what is. Sometimes you can take that from this part of you that is just like, when you're just done, but it's like, you don't have to get there anymore. You're just kind of like, okay, I've been done before. This is just me, re-explaining, and I understand if this hits you in a different way, but this is all I can manage. This is all I can handle. And it may be through someone in your life who is also mirroring this back to you. Because I think we all need that sometimes, and I think you get that more than most, because that's how you can very much learn. Because you can see that when that's happening, right? And right now, Pisces season's like, yo, it's time for you to take a moment to decompress, to re-energize, reconnect with yourself, restate your needs, change things up again if you need to, but not out of just because you need something new, out of like real need for change, because then you'll just be really fucking tired. Okay? Yeah, it's exciting when you realize how empowering this is. That things are churning, and I think the lighter you feel, the better. All right, Gemini? Next part will be right below. Let's get to it. All information to work with you one-on-one is below. Other different services I do are below as well. This is something I could work through with coaching someone. You could even take the reading into it, you know what I'm saying? So just check it out. Email me if you'd like, and we'll see you next month.